Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Instant Classic Podcast. My name is Jay Sub. With me, as always, my brother, Emery Ogletree II. What's going on, Tree?
My brother, what's good, man? I said, first one, let's get it in. Let's go. All-Star break here. Let's get it in.
All right, so we are at the All-Star break. We are past the halfway point, and the NBA looks vastly different from the last time we did a podcast. So we gotta talk about the big move that happened.
Mm-hmm.
Luka being traded from Dallas for Anthony Davis and a couple pieces of gum.
And Christie. I mean, he's not like he's quality though. I'm glad he's getting shot down. Yeah.
When I saw that trade go down, I was thinking like, that's all you got for Luka? Like, what? That, and I'm not saying Anthony Davis is a bum. Anthony Davis is a star in this league, one of the top 15 players in the league. I think that's fair. But he's 31 and Luka's 25. You ain't even get there ain't no way I'm sending you Luka and I'm not taking Austin Reeves and Anthony Davis and Christie and 2 draft picks off your hands. Just to start. That's where the conversation starts. What did you think when you heard the trade?
Well, remember, fam, you hit me up. I was at home with the fam, just chilling that night, it was late for me.
It was late.
It was late for me, so I know it was super late for you because I think it was after midnight my time. So it was like it was close to it. So I was looking at the phone, and when you sat there and said Luka for AD, I was like, I thought you were just saying as an idea. That's why at first I was kind of like, I was looking at like, okay, like maybe. But then when I was looking at our text chain, but when you told me it was for real, I literally jumped off the couch. Michelle looked at me like, what's going on? I was like, Luka just got traded for AD? I went straight to ESPN, like, what is going on here?
What is going on?
I was like, this is real? And
I thought Shams got hacked.
That was the reaction, I think, to everybody, like, hold on, this is a real thing? Luka for AD? And it's just like, on his face, it's like, wow, man. I mean, I'm sure you've been keeping up with it. I mean, this has been a big thing out here. I mean, the Lakers always been talking about trying to find that piece they've been missing during the Anthony Davis, LeBron era. AD was begging for another big man. Mm-hmm. So he go back and play the natural four the whole night. And what made it so ironic, I think it was like not even a game or two before AD was just talking about, we need a 5. Mm-hmm. And this is all before the trade goes down. And like I said again, everybody knows this was like clearly behind closed doors. Nobody knew this was going down. To take the words off of Hamilton, nobody was in the room where it happened when this deal was going down. I want to be in the room where it happened when this deal went down. Because clearly AD wasn't in there, LeBron wasn't there, nobody knew this was going down. Man, the impact of the trade is what obviously grabs us. Because obviously Luka, top 5 player in the league. Mm-hmm. This took the Mavs to the finals. I mean, his upside is very, the stock is high. You're buying into the Luka stock if you just looking for a franchise player right now. But if I'm gonna just keep it real, as I settle down and just embrace the reality that this is what we're looking at now, I just took it as, okay, this is gonna be big. I know the whispers of, can Luka and LeBron play with each other? I'm sitting there thinking like, this shouldn't even be a question. I have too much respect for the IQ of both these guys to feel like they can't play together. But at the end of the day, as far as this season's concerned, I'm still looking at them no different than if AD was still there. Semis at best. Yep. And if anything else, my expectations has gone down at this point. Now, offensive prowess on this team, is impressive. And speaking of Austin Reeves has come to his own. Mm-hmm. It's going to be very exciting to see what this dude becomes, as I feel, and we'll probably get a little bit more into it a little later, as we get ready to end the LeBron era. We're closer to it than we probably recognize. But as of right now, the trade was done. I don't see contenders. And the fact that people are sitting there whispering that right now, I mean, it just bugged me. And let's just keep it a buck. We saw them play the Jazz of all people. We're making off the Jazz on his debut. And that's the first thing I said, it's the Jazz. Mm-hmm. And mother's on my timeline getting mad. Oh, they won 10 of their last 11. But I'm sitting like, hold up, dog. I mean, if you just want to just nitpick in the schedule where you want to pick it up. Just before that, they were actually below 500 their last couple games. So I'll just nitpick now that they're won their 10 of their last 11. I said again, these Lakers with the loss of AD, I was like, you have no defensive presence at all.
In the middle, if you run up against Denver in the playoffs, you are gone. Gone.
Denver, Memphis,
gone.
Houston.
Somebody with a semblance of a big man.
Oklahoma City. Let's say again, offensively, I see it clear as day. And I mean, they made their little trades here. I mean, no disrespect to the dude, but like they got Alex Len. And I just remember sitting there, as soon as I saw that trade, I just went, okay. Okay. And what was the biggest kicker? So Luka has his debut against the Jazz, right? And then they turn around and lose damn near by the same score. And I'm like, there it is. That's exactly the same Lakers I saw when AD was here. But y'all want to sit there and Luka's, oh, we need more rest and whatever, man. Like I said again, this year, let's just chalk it up. Semis at best, barring no injuries, okay? Because I hate when people just don't want to keep it a buck. That Western Conference Finals run the Lakers made, 2-3 years ago?
Yeah.
It was an injury run. Call it what it was. So injuries aside, I said, this team is semis at best, depending on where they fall. I said, this year, I don't think we said it before, and I'm sure you agree, this year more than any, playoff seeding is going to be impactful like a mother.
Yeah.
Especially for these guys. So I'm giving them semis at best, barring injuries. Like I said, we'll get close to it as we get closer to the playoff time. But I'm expecting semis no more than best. And next year, again, I think it's going to decide everything. We're going to see what Pelinka's going to pull off in the offseason. Because you better make the most of this Luka, LeBron thing. And I think at best, next year is the most we're going to get.
Yeah.
Luka and LeBron. And then I think we'll just get ready to transition into the Luka era. Doesn't necessarily mean I feel LeBron retire, but like, as we've discussed before, at this point, LeBron, why you even playing? It's come back to the forefront for me. If you're not contending for a title, let alone being on a contender, then what are you doing? I mean, the oldest dude to score this many points, the oldest dude to get this triple-double. I mean, it's not a shocker, and I respect and appreciate the legend of LeBron, but I'm just like, bro, at this point, where it's always more or less been at this standing, if you're not getting more chips to the resume,
your resume is what it is. You're not adding anything to it.
Is that how many more all-star nods do you need? Okay, you broke the Caps record. Respect. We all know you can still go. And I mean, I know there's a whispers that they were going to try to get him to Golden State, and it didn't happen. And I think that would have been a hell of a story because where I would have gone with that, but it didn't happen. And then let alone that whisper of him, KD, and Steph trying to get traded at the same time. Man, I mean, that would have been one for the books. But this Luka LeBron era, man, it's going to be intriguing to watch. Offensive prowess through the roof. But again, defensively, I just see nothing but deficiencies. Semis at best, barring injury, and then we get ready for 2025, 2026. You got it, brother.
So for me, I agree. Like this season, they're not a contender. I think the trade benefits short term Dallas or more than it did the Lakers because Dallas just pretty much Kyrie was the leader of that team. And I think they getting Anthony Davis just kind of shored up their middle situation because you give Anthony Davis like a big, he can do some things because he does not like playing center. So I think the trade short term benefits Dallas, but long term it was still super foolish getting rid of a 25-year-old without getting more. Like, and I feel so bad for my dude getting death threats, like the GM of the Mavs. But it was really a bad trade. It was so bad. And like Mark Cuban, like I feel bad. The moment he sells his majority stock, they start doing foolishness because he's no longer the primary owner of the Mavs, which is why
you should feel good. But I'm sorry, keep going.
But like he said that he would divorce his wife before he got rid of Luka. And the moment he's no longer the owner, like the primary owner, they get rid of Luka. And I'm just like, oh my God. Because he had said, like, because somebody had asked him, like a couple years ago, if you had to like, I forget what the question was, but he had said it was pretty much it was between your wife and Luca. Well, then you could find me in line getting a divorce, and I'm like, man, like that's real. Like he ain't found his next Dirk. Like
Nah,
he's gone,
you ain't gonna get me to say that, let alone someone on recording that I would divorce my wife, especially over a trade. Like, nah, dude, my stuff would have been packed in front of my house.
man. But yeah, man, his dude is gone. But and the thing that I didn't like about it was that the Palinka and Nico Harrison, their ties to Nike, Palinka was Kobe's agent.
Yeah.
So that's why he contacted him. It wasn't just like, Anthony Davis. And then he got swindled. You got swindled by your boy, which is just upsets me. Like, you can't Anthony Davis, Christie, and like one pick. That's almost as bad as what the Bulls have been doing. But that is a story for another day. And I'm still pissed about all of that. Hold on, still angry. But what do you think about the rest of the West? That the moves that have been made. We can go to the Bulls now. Sacramento getting Zach LaVine. I think him and DeMar DeRozan, I think is a decent pickup, but they need a point guard in my mind. Right now, they're just doing Malik Monk, and he's not a point guard. What do you think about the Kings moves?
Um, I'll come back to. I was going to actually go more AD, but I'll come back to that. All things considered, man. Number one, before we go, Sabonis got screwed. I'm not a fan of this whole All-Star format, but Sabonis one way or another should have been an All-Star. Let's just leave it at that. The reuniting of LaVine and DeRozan, I just think it's almost like Bulls West.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I shouldn't. Well, maybe not necessarily Bulls West. They're still just the Kings. I just see a playoff participant.
Mm-hmm.
That's just what I'm seeing. I mean, great addition, but you didn't do anything that made me feel like, wow, you ready to make that next step. You know, like I said again, I'll leave the Bulls to you. I mean, that's your territory. When it all went down, and clearly your fury shows on your face how much it bothered what they have not done. I'm just looking at Sacramento again. It's just like, okay, you'll be in the playoffs, but what? You got two premier guards, and I'm not ready to say that DeRozan's like done. He can still produce, but I mean, it's not like we're talking Toronto DeRozan. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, it's not Toronto DeRozan. He's still solid. I just think they need a. Oh, maybe this is like an off-season thing. Well, it has to be an off-season thing, but they need a PG. That's what doomed the Bulls with DeMar and Zach. They didn't have a point guard when Lonzo got hurt. The person who was kind of making sure that everybody was getting the ball and keeping everybody else involved, when he went down, that whole offense tanked. And you can't leave it up to DeMar and Zach to initiate offense for everybody else. I think this is going to get Sabonis lost in the shuffle because DeMar's not a PG, Zach's not a PG, and Malik Monk's not a PG. All three of them people are scores.
And respectfully, Conley, here we go. Like I said, I almost kind of look at Conley the same way I look at DeRozan, but DeRozan's just more productive. No disrespect to Conley, but he's been dealing with this injury bug for a while now. And he's like, what, 36, 37?
Mm-hmm.
So it's at this point, it's like, I think Conley would be great to have as a reserve backup PG. Almost, I'm not saying he's him, but almost kind of like in a way like Mark Jackson was for that Pacer team that took your Bulls to 7.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And you're right. They do need that other PG. And I think Sabonis, as respectful as he comes off to me, he seems like he wants to be a lifer. He's almost to the point where I feel just in terms of situation, he reminds me of KG. And I'm wondering if we're going to see him waste his best years on a franchise, but he'll never really get his honest shot. At least KG eventually, got MVP and made it to the Western Conference Finals. He just ran into the Laker dynasty of Kobe and Shaq.
Mm-hmm.
Sabonis, unfortunately, even worse, putting up these double doubles, putting up these impressive stat lines in the whole nine. And it's just like, but once it comes to that time to make your run, you just don't have enough firepower.
Yeah.
And he deserves a legitimate shot.
He deserves a shot.
He deserves to be on a team that can give him a legitimate run for what he does. I mean, I think, honestly, just throwing it out there, Spitfire, Sabonis, if you could put him on a quality team, he could almost be knocking on the door, maybe being a Hall of Famer.
Mm-hmm.
Enjoying his daddy.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I'll be honest, since outside of since the time he's been in this league and obviously knowing who his daddy was, I've never paid that much attention to him. But like just through the years and like just keeping an eye on like just here and there, you just seen the involvement of this cat. And he's easily, I mean, he doesn't get the respect that he deserves. Like he should have been an all-star. When you look at the best centers in the league, obviously you're gonna go Jokic. I hate to say it, but I mean, but just by name alone, you're gonna throw Embiid, he's having a terrible season. And Jokic, Embiid, well, Giannis is a 5 or 4, really. I'll just say bigs. Jokic, Embiid, Giannis, AD is 4. Sabonis should easily be the 5th one.
Yeah.
He just doesn't, let's say, he just doesn't get to know. And based off this year alone, I mean, Embiid doesn't even belong in the same conversation as Sabonis.
No.
So, again, I mean, I just don't expect much. They're gonna get to the playoffs. They're currently, where are they at the standings right now?
I think they're 8 or 9.
Yeah, they're at 9. So I believe with the addition of Zach, I mean, because the West, just in that alone, from 7 through 10, and if you throw in the Lakers at 5 and Clippers at 6, it's going to be interesting to see how it all plays out. Again, it's going to come down to seeding. But I expect Sacramento to make the playoffs. But no more. If they end up being in the play-in, depending on who they end up playing, would it shock me if they didn't get out? No. But first round at best. I just don't see none more now. I think your boy Zach LaVine and DeRozan, they're gonna get there, they're gonna do it, but you're just you're not going anywhere. You still need more. That's saying something with those three guys. It's like you still don't have enough. And Malik Monk, you still don't have enough.
I've been meaning to ask you this question to kind of move off the Kings. For a couple weeks now.
What's up?
For a long time, you called the Brooklyn Nets of KD, Kyrie, and James Harden the most overrated big three in the history of big threes.
I stand by that.
I was going to ask you, what about this current big three we got in Phoenix? Bradley Beal, KD, and Devin Booker. Like, are they knocking on that door? Say, hold my beer.
No. I can see it in terms of results, but this is where I draw the line only. And you may not agree, nobody may agree with it, and that's fine. But the only reason why I say no is because Kyrie, KD, and even Harden went out their way more or less to play with each other.
Mm-hmm.
KD going to Phoenix, yes, that was his choice. He wanted to go play in Phoenix. And the Bradley Beal move felt more like just a move that they felt they had to make, just out of respect for Bradley Beal. I don't necessarily feel like Bradley Beal wanted to go to Phoenix, but I guess he saw the opportunity there and he felt like, man, this could probably be a good move for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I said, honestly, when they united, I wasn't expecting much anyway. And I guess because if there was as much hype around this three as it was at Brooklyn, maybe I'd have felt the same way. But there was so much hype on Brooklyn, and I'm like, what the hell are y'all looking at? And it wasn't that it wasn't hype on Phoenix, but it's just like, it just wasn't the same magnitude. And so when I looked at them, I was just like, yeah, here we go again. The offensive prowess is ridiculous. But you got to play both sides of the ball. And KD's a quality defender. I wouldn't say he's a Hall of Fame defender.
Nah, but he's solid.
KD's a complete player. But I mean, between Bradley and D Book and the whole nine, I'm just like, I just see a lot of offensive power. Do I feel they're underachieving? Sure. But at best, again, they get to the playoffs, I wouldn't expect them to get, again, depending on where the season is, I wouldn't expect them to get up to first. Once again, at best, based off the talent on his face, semis. So with everything that's just been going on, and like I said, this whole night, because again, I just felt like the Bradley Beal move, again, it was just a business transaction. It wasn't like I really feel they were going out their way to bring Bradley Beal, and they just did it in hopes of trying to make some work.
He was the best player. He was the best player that was available, and I think they just tried to make a move.
Exactly, and like I said, maybe putting behind that Brooklyn Big Three. Now, people probably say, well, that Brooklyn Big Three at least went to the playoffs, which is fair. But like I said, I think because in my eyes, the expectation for Brooklyn, they were talking title with that Brooklyn team.
They were talking titles.
I never heard them say title with Phoenix. I never heard title. Now you expected there to be impact. You weren't talking title. Brooklyn's title. That to me is the separator. They already crowned these cats. Oh, they're winning the title. And I'm sitting there like, nope. In fact, a well-known sports correspondent, you know who I'm talking about, got his feelings with me, and our relationship ain't been the same because I tried to warn him. And when it came back to bite him, and I just basically said, like, yo, man, it's like, hey, and he got sensitive about it. So, bro, don't get mad about it. Just call a spade a spade. So no, not quite. But maybe I'll put him right behind him.
Yeah.
I'll put Brooklyn 1A, and I could probably make this Phoenix team maybe 1B. But give me more time because I think there'll be some other big threes that we can probably add to that list. But give me some time.
I think Kevin Durant is gone. They tried to trade him before the trade deadline, but because they can't, they are hamstrung. They can't make any moves. They tried to trade Bradley Beal, but he has inexplicably a no trade clause. Give his agent a raise for somehow getting that done. But Bradley Beal can't be moved unless he says so.
I mean, they're
not going to trade Devin Booker.
They're a game and a half back of the 10 spot with the plan. So I mean, obviously anything can happen.
Yeah.
You know, so and we gotta also throw into the equation too. I mean, Devin Booker being injured in the whole nine throughout the season, I mean, it's played a factor. I mean, if he had been healthy, do I think they'd still be in the 11th spot? Respectfully, I'd say no.
And Bradley Beal's been hurt.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, if they had stayed healthy, I think that we'd be looking at a completely different situation. You know, and I say I think that's another reason I just can't put them past Brooklyn. Brooklyn will forever be my 1A. You really have to go out your way to knock Brooklyn out that 1A spot for me. No, I mean, because the slurpers of the Brooklyn Nets, when that was assembled, oh no. And especially because did they add Ben Simmons to that squad too before they all broke up? Or did Harden leave? Then they brought in Ben Simmons.
Harden left and they brought in Ben Simmons.
And they brought him in. And even then, I'm just like, Ben Simmons. Again, the slurpers of that Brooklyn Nets, you know, big three. Nah, you hold tightly. That 1A spot for me is the most overrated big three in NBA history. There's no way. You gotta really go out your way to to lose that spot. You know, the only one, and this may not be right, but I'm just gonna say it because I just feel it'd be fair. The only way that I feel that big three could be usurped is if they ever did assemble LeBron, Steph, and KD on the same team. Because that would be my expectation. I don't care if LeBron is 40. You put all three of them on the same team, even now, you better be going for the title. That'd be the only other one. And I'd be like, yeah, they're the more, well, LeBron's 40 and da-da-da-da, whatever, man. Because that move would have bugged me to no end. It's like, why? Why are you playing with Steph and KD? Even at this stage. Why? That was the only way that maybe Brooklyn would have got usurped.
All right. Let me ask you about the San Antonio Spurs. De'Aaron Fox being paired with Wemby. I think it's a great move for the future.
Absolutely.
This year, it's not. I mean, we're not expecting San Antonio to do anything outside of just get more experience. If they make it to the playoffs, awesome. If they don't, at least you get another a chance in the lottery to get another good piece. But I like the move. I think having somebody else who Wemby gets too much attention, even though I do like the Castle kid. I think he's really good. I'm a fan of his. I think him, Wemby, and Fox is a good foundation to start building upon. What were your thoughts when they made the trade for Fox?
Same thing. I think they're just putting it together. I mean, give this team time. I mean, they're young. They're young. I mean, respectfully, again, they're only 3.5 games back of that 10 spot.
Yeah, they're right there.
I think you have to take advantage of the time you have with Chris Paul, who respectfully salute, second all time now in assists. Nobody catching John.
No.
But respect to Chris Paul, moving up second time all time in assists. But I just think right now is, like I said, it's a learning pain. They got pieces, man. I mean, obviously De'Aaron and De'Aaron and Wemby are going to be the first ones to jump up out you. But I mean, look at the roster here. Where's my man at? Um, is it Castle, the one I like?
Castle's who I like.
Yeah, Castle. I mean, I like him. I mean, don't forget they got Harrison Barnes, which I feel is good, a good addition to have. Um, it's going to be interesting to me to see how they replace Chris Paul. I don't know how much longer Chris Paul's going to play.
Yeah, and I don't
I
know if
mean,
he's going to come back there, if he's going to be there next year. Because I
I
don't.
said,
Yeah, I mean, if he retired, I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't either. I mean, let's say if he's just playing out of the genuine love, then no good. Now, if he wants to give one more go to get like a full season with De'Aaron and Wemby, I'll go on a limb right now and say they'll make the playoffs next year.
Hmm.
I said, I mean, I won't put it past them that they won't be able to make it this year, depending on how things fall after this All-Star break. I said three and a half is not a lot. The West is tough. The West
Yeah.
is so tough right now. So I mean, the opportunities are there for people to make moves, especially as everybody starts going head to head. But De'Aaron Fox and Wemby, I think is going to be something to look out for. I say give them another 3 years. So I think once we finally move out of the LeBron, obviously, maybe even KD and Steph era, and we're just really completely now on the new page of just like a new NBA. Now, who
Hmm.
will be faced by that time? I don't know. But once we've kind of just like completely have moved into that new era of NBA, I think we'll be seeing in San Antonio them not necessarily back up in like the 1, 2 seeds, but they'll be back to being consistent playoff contenders.
Yeah, I
And
agree.
that's it. And that's if Pop is even back at that time, depending on who's be running the show. Because I don't know who's the interim head coach right now
I
for the
forget what his name is. He looks super young.
yeah. So I mean, let's say, man, based on the job he's doing again, I mean, they're only 3.5 back, all things considered. Give me a second here. Let's see if I can pull it up. But I mean, currently only being 3 games back, 3.5 back of the 10 spot, all things considered. I think he's done a fairly decent job with all the pieces they got right now.
Yeah.
And let me see, who's San Antonio Spurs interim coach? Mitch Johnson. I said, so I mean, assuming that like he might be the one to take the helm once Pop decides to maybe hang it up when it's all said and done. I said, I like to move on his face. Just give it time. Let's just give it time. Other than that, I got nothing else to say other than that. When I said Wimby is Wimby. Also, we talk about the top big man in the league. How did I not throw that dude in there? I don't think I'm necessarily ready to throw him up. I know people would put him above Sabonis. Personally, myself, I mean, I just because I love Sabonis to make because his style is more reminds me of mine. Maybe I'm being a little bit, biased towards Sabonis. But I mean, but Wemby's obviously up there. I mean, he's gonna be eventually the best center in the league. He'll be the best center in the league eventually. But he's like he's like number 6 for me.
Yeah,
He's
that's fair. That's fair.
I said, but the Spurs are coming, man. They got pieces, and like I said, obviously they're playing the Spurs style, so obviously everybody's not big fan of the way the Spurs play, but hey, it gets results, man. It gets results.
All right. It wasn't a trade, but the Los Angeles Clippers signed your boy Ben Simmons. Um, I I actually like the move. Um, this is a low risk, high reward for the Clippers because he's not making like the 40 mil. He's not expected to do really much outside of just, rebound, play defense, and kind of, run the floor. Because this is James Harden and Kawhi when he plays team. And I think Ty Lue is the coach, is one of the coaches that could get something out of Ben Simmons. So when I saw that, I was like, this may actually work. I don't think this is like the difference between you guys winning an NBA championship or anything like that. But I think this is an interesting piece where you can potentially eliminate somebody in the playoffs who you have no business eliminating.
If it wasn't for the fact that Paul George got the Clippers to the conference finals that one time, I'd put him in the same boat as Ben Simmons. I'll give Paul George his flowers. If it wasn't for that one time he got them to the conference, and it was the Clippers too. It's the only because you know how I feel about Paul George and what Joe Ingles did to that man. I will never let that go. But I really just tip my hat more than anything to James Harden.
He's balling.
I mean, he's kept the Clippers above water.
Yeah, yes.
I really had to give him his props. Because I mean, he doesn't. I mean, I've always my one knock against him was always like, dude, you're not really. We know you can get yours, but you're not really. You're not a winner. You don't strike me as a dude who's like trying really to compete to win. But with the way the season started, and I mean, obviously Kawhi being out, and having to carry more or less the load. Early, I was sitting there, I was like, you know what, James Harden, towards the beginning, I was like, to me, he almost should have been on the MVP track.
Mm-hmm.
Respectfully. Now at this point, I don't necessarily feel that way anymore, but the fact that he's been able to keep the Clippers again in the spot they're in at 6, it's only 2 games back of the Lakers at 5, and we don't know when Kawhi is around how long he's going to be around. And again, I don't expect much out of Ben Simmons. He's not a game changer.
He's not.
I feel bad for Ty Lue. I do. I feel bad for Ty Lue right now. I mean, I know you're good enough to coach a team to the playoffs. But I also know when you have the right pieces, and I guess it's pretty blanketed statement to make, but when you got the right pieces, you can make a team a title contender. I mean, I truly believe if I put Ty Lue on somebody like the Rockets, like you take Ime out the way and put Lue there, do I feel the Rockets could still be in the same space that they are? Maybe not. I believe they'd still be in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
If I put Ty Lue with Milwaukee, do I feel that they could still make the playoffs after the start they had? I believe he could have done that there too. I just believe Ty Lue could just make stuff happen.
Yeah.
But overall, it's not a needle mover. It's like, again, this is Ben Simmons. It's like, what has Ben Simmons really done? And why are we not off this train yet that like Ben Simmons, like I said, Ben Simmons and Paul George are almost like this. What about them is this missing piece? Because I've been off this boat for a long time now. I more or less is throwing the towel on Ben Simmons. Like, you're pretty much a jag to me. You're a jag. No, we gave you a shot, but ever since that time, you couldn't shoot the shot. You weren't able to shoot layups on Trae Young. Yeah, bro.
That series ended his career.
So I just don't see anything. So again, it's almost like the Alex Len trade. Ben Simmons is bought out, goes to the Clippers. Okay. The Clippers will go to the playoffs, barring. Well, they're not in the play-in right now. So 1, 8, 2, 7. Based on right now, they would play Denver in the first round. You think Ben Simmons making that much of an impact? Man, they'd be lucky if that thing goes 5.
Nope, it's a wrap.
So again, if you just want to talk about here we go again, another team who just probably needs to make a move. That's just it, man. They're just going to just go to the playoffs. And at this point, let's say the Clippers are pretty much chained to Kawhi Leonard, who does what he wants.
That's a shame too, man.
It is a shame. I think honestly, at the end of the day, Kawhi is going to be a very interesting Hall of Famer. He's a Hall of Famer.
He's a Hall of Famer.
He's a Hall of Famer. But if you're going to ask me where's Kawhi rank in like all time at his position of small forwards, I put him in 10, but I defy you to put him anywhere like at 5. I was like, hell no, Kawhi could never crack my top 5 unless he just comes out and actually plays again and wins another ring somehow. I was like, no, Kawhi could never crack my top 5.
And that's what was like so frustrating because he got top 5 potential. Like top 5 is in him, and you can see it, but his body just won't allow it to be.
That, but it's not just his body though. I think it's also something that's just his mentality too. Yeah, you got to be healthy to play, but it's just like nothing about Kawhi Leonard really strikes me like he's trying to get back. True. Kawhi almost has the same mentality as Zion.
Yeah.
It's just not about his physical physique, but in terms of like just availability and being on the court, he's almost like Zion Williamson.
Man.
So, let's say again, the Clippers, man, yeah, you can mess me with that. I'm not impressed with Ben Simmons going to the Clippers. I don't expect nothing major to come out of there. I was like, what did Ben give us his last game?
If I was to guess, I'd probably say 4, 4, 4, and 4.
Oh, they played the Jazz. It's a quality stat. He played the Jazz off the bench, gave 12, 7, and 6. That's quality.
Right, yeah.
And they beat the Grizzlies. Okay, that was his first game. So, everybody getting their rocks off the first game against the Jazz. Luka got off. Ben Simmons got off.
They playing your debut accordingly. You
exactly.
don't, especially if they expect something out of you, you're not going to come out against like a world beater.
But let's keep it real. It took overtime to beat them. So let's just leave it at that too. So, let's not just overlay. It took overtime to beat them. But but the next one was the Bucks. But again, with Giannis being out, and I think even Dame
Dame is
is
he's
Dame.
he's, he's
Yeah, he's like a little iffy. So yeah, even then. So again, just give me some time. But that's why I believe in the Clippers. I want to give them any more time they deserve because it's the Clippers. But they'll make the playoffs, and that'll be it.
all right. Let's go to the East. The best trade Eastern Conference wise was the Cavs getting DeAndre Hunter. Like I was, I thought it was a spectacular move. I like Karis LeVert. I think he's a solid player, but I think Hunter is going to be a difference maker in the playoffs. He's they are looking at the Boston Celtics.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm not saying Hunter's going to be able to just go shot for shot or lock down Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown, but he's going to make things difficult for one of them.
I mean, Cleveland is not playing, man.
They are all in.
I believe. I mean, honestly, the coach of the year race this year is going to be amazing to me.
Mm-hmm.
The coach of the year race is going to be intriguingly amazing to me because I really don't. Kenny Atkinson is doing a hell of a job, and real talk, you got to throw in JB Bickerstaff for the Pistons.
Yeah.
Ime Udoka out in Houston.
What's my
Um,
man's name in Memphis? Because we all had. I mean, we saw what happened to Memphis last year.
yeah, but I mean, but Ja was hurt too.
Yeah, true. Ja was in and out.
Ja-
Yeah.
I mean, but Taylor Jenkins is almost has become a consistent in that regard. I'm not shocked to see Memphis at number two. As again, more or less outside of Ja being out of his own way, I mean, whether it be off the court issues or just his physical health, I'm not shocked to see Memphis at number two. But but no, but let's just keep it to Cleveland. I mean, we talked about before we came in the air, man. Right now, they are head and shoulders almost pretty much above almost everybody in the East. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
right now they're holding a comfortable 5.5 lead over the Boston Celtics, who are sitting there at two. Now, some people are saying accrediting the Celtics right now, kind of like going through the motions because they're trying to get back to the playoffs and get ready for the champion. Okay, fine, whatever. But you and I spoke before we came on, and I truly believe this because let's just get Philadelphia out of here. I feel like an idiot for giving Philadelphia so much love, but we couldn't foresee what we're seeing right now in Philly. So right now in the East, we're talking Cleveland, we're talking Boston, New York,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna throw Milwaukee. I mean, I know Indiana's sitting in fourth right now. They're a game above Milwaukee, but Milwaukee is those top four right there. But Cleveland, man, if they make this run and they win this championship, we said it, and I know you agree with me on this. This title will be more impactful than the one LeBron. And it won't even be close.
Won't even be close.
It won't even be close. And if people you want to know why I say it won't even be close, look at the circumstances. LeBron won his. Let's see, we're gonna go back. What year was that when LeBron won his championship? Because
16.
was it 16?
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking, well, I'm just going based off where my wife and I were at the time because we were still in San Diego at our other spot. So it had to be, yeah, it probably was 16 because we got ready to move after that. But it's just the comparisons. If you would have told me after LeBron left how long it was going to be before Cleveland would be relevant again, you wouldn't have told me it would have been this soon. Let alone to be number one in the East, let alone to be battling for the best record in the NBA.
NBA. Like
You
no,
wouldn't have told me it would have been this soon.
I would have playoffs. I would have been like, yeah, yeah. But arguably best team in the best team in the league. No.
And another reason why we have to go ahead and like, no, I know it's going to bother LeBron fans when I say this, but we got to keep a spade a spade. Another reason why this title will be more impactful. I mean, compared to rosters.
It's a much better team. This team is better than any team LeBron had.
I mean,
Any of them.
go into detail before I say what I'm about to say. When you say they were better, go into
Just
detail. What do you mean by better?
roster man for man. You go down the 2016, the championship roster, man for man. You go down this roster, man for man. This team is better than that team. Like, I'll give you LeBron and Kyrie being better than anybody on this roster. But the rest, I'm giving this roster hands down, all the
There's
way down.
there's more depth in today's Cleveland team. I agree. But I think when we look at it on its face, and this is why I would think it would have more impact on this team. I'm not trying to sell them short. But on LeBron's championship team, you had obviously LeBron, Kyrie, Kevin Love,
Mm-hmm.
3 Hall of Famers. I'll go into this, even regardless of my personal feelings, there are 3 Hall of Famers on that team. 3. How many Hall of Famers do we currently think right now? I mean, it's still time for these cats. But right now, do you feel that we see any Hall of Famers on this team? On this current Cleveland rendition?
I mean, maybe.
Currently, I'm saying, but right now I say no.
Yeah, I would say a fringe
Spider might be
one and Donovan Mitchell, fringe, 20 years down the line.
exactly. And I think, and that's just my point. I mean, it's still time for these young cats, but that's what makes it so impressive. I had LeBron, Kevin Love, and Kyrie Irving on that 2015, 2016 team. And I mean, the circumstances were what they were. We all know what happened. They came back from down 3-1. We all know if Draymond hadn't did what he did and probably got suspended, they would have lost that one too. But it didn't happen. They came back and won. But this current rendition of what we're seeing in Cleveland right now, with currently, as far as I'm concerned, you got a roster full of era players. You got some all-stars, obviously, but the depth and just guys that if you look from pound for pound, like obviously there's no one on this roster that you feel could match up with LeBron. We all know that.
Correct.
There's really nobody on this roster, personally for myself, it'd be closer. Pardon me, I'm sorry. It'd be close. But if I had a choice, because we're still talking about Minnesota Kevin Love. He's had to change his style playing with LeBron. But I would take Kevin Love over the current big man on the squad right here. It'd be close, but give me Kevin Love. And Kyrie Irving, like I said, I love Spider. I love, was that Garland?
Uh-huh.
Who else we got going on? Help me. What's my other guard at?
J.R. Smith.
Well, no, I'm not talking about. I'm just talking about on the current roster. Like who could else be at the PG? There's Garland. I mean, Spider's a shooting guard. I mean, there's nobody else on that roster right now. I would say I would take over Kyrie. As my personal feelings aside, but skill for skill, nobody there is a Kyrie. So to see what these guys are currently doing, man, I mean, they are the perfect definition of team right now. Mm-hmm. I am immensely impressed with how they're handling things. I mean, pound for pound, position, and by responsibility, these cats are sick. And they go on to win the finals? Oh, this band is more impactful than LeBron's. Easily. It's not even a comparison. Honestly, if the two were to meet, the only reason you go with LeBron's team is because LeBron's on it.
Yep.
That's the only reason. That's the only deciding factor. I would take LeBron's team over this team. But I believe they give them a run for their money.
Mm-hmm.
They're not sweeping them. It wouldn't shock me if they went 7. But this title will be so much more impactful just for the fact of what the roster has been constructed. And in the time frame again, hell, we're damn near 30 years since your boys won last, and we were in high school. You telling me you haven't even been a decade yet, and they're knocking on the door, possibly getting another chip?
I know.
Already? Again, I just didn't see this. They have been the shock to me of the year. I mean, them being in first for a while, like in the early times, like, okay, just, fluke. And then you see the streak they went on. I mean, the best start in the history of the franchise. Like, who would ever say anything? When you think about the best start in the history of a franchise that had LeBron once, that LeBron wasn't even on the roster. And this isn't to make shots at LeBron. I'm just going to say, I mean, that just shows how impactful, how good this team is.
Yeah.
You would think for everything they were doing, you would kind of think like, and there was no LeBron on there? DeAndre Hunter being on there, but whatever you want to say Boston's doing right now, I hope come playoffs they better wake up.
Better,
Oh,
or they gonna get ran out the gym like everybody else.
this is not going to be an easy title defense. I said again, I have never looked forward to a playoff so much in the NBA as I am this year. I can't wait for the final season to come out. God knows I hate the play-in, but let's just get that over with and let's get to the final eight. Oh, I can't wait. And I said again, I'm just keeping injuries aside. I'm just ready to get to the semis. Let's just go. I don't expect no Cleveland to run any hiccups in the first round. Okay, who the eighth seed is. But Cleveland versus, well, let me see if I can pull up a bracket how the NBA playoffs would run down the semis. Because I'm expecting them, I said, barring a epic collapse, I'm still expecting Cleveland to go ahead and finish first in the Eastern Conference.
Agreed.
I know Boston's only 6 games back. Anything can happen, but I'm going to go ahead and just put my money on Cleveland to finish first.
It'll probably be Milwaukee. I'm doing it by memory, but I'm not sure.
Playoffs. So 1-8. So they end up playing the 4-5. So
Milwaukee, Indy, right?
Yeah, currently that's in Milwaukee and Indy at 13 and a half and 14 and a half back of the 1 seed. And again, I mean, I think it would be an interesting matchup. If you told me Cleveland played Indiana in the playoffs in the semis, I'd be like, man, Cleveland gonna run them out the bill.
Mm-hmm.
But Cleveland playing Milwaukee in the semis?
Oh, Milwaukee got a shot. But when you have the best player on the floor, you always got a shot.
Yeah, I mean, and that's where I believe that Cleveland's depth is really going to have to come into play. I say it would really have to come into play. But I mean, again, let's just say Cleveland and Milwaukee, and that means that would leave us, Boston and New York in the semis, possibly. Meaning the semis,
and New York can beat them.
They got the talent. They got a talent to it. Right now, they're it's weird saying because they talked about it yesterday on First Take of how a team coached by Tom Thibodeau, their defense is kind of shaky right now. So we can pull up their defensive ranking currently. NBA team.
That don't surprise me though. That don't surprise me at all that their defense is shaky. Because in their starting lineup, they got 2 people who aren't known for their defense. Cat, even though he's big and he's very efficient offensively, he ain't a defensive big. And Jalen Brunson, he ain't deep. He doesn't even play in like the last minutes of the, like those last second shots. He's not even on the floor.
I mean, right now they're like tied for, based on the rankings I'm looking at, they got them tied for 4th right now. I'm looking at that correctly. Per mode. Oh, no, I looked at it incorrectly. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Well, surprisingly, I mean, bottom line is they're more towards the bottom right now.
Yeah.
Defensively. And that's shocking with that being a Tom Thibodeau team, but it'll be a fun series. Would I be super shocked if the Knicks beat Boston in the semis? I wouldn't be super shocked. I think it'll be fun. But I mean, back to the Cavs though. I mean, these Cavs, man. I've never been so excited to see the Cavs in the playoffs. This is more exciting to me than LeBron trying to win the title. I feel it's more impactful. I just didn't expect them to see there so soon. 2015, 2016, a decade ago. It only took a decade, and y'all might be knocking on the door contending for a chip already. Hey, say what you want to say about what's the Cleveland's owner's name?
Oh yeah, I forget. Yeah, oh man,
Dan Gilbert.
Yeah.
He felt about LeBron, but yo, you gotta give him his props on this one. You gotta give him his props. Like up to this point. I mean, the playoffs is gonna be the play. We're gonna wait and see what happens, but I can only imagine what this dude's gonna say. They went to chip without LeBron.
Oh, he gonna go in. He gonna go. He's gonna have a blast at that parade if it happens.
Yo, man. And I'll just go ahead and put it out there and just so we can have it on record. If this Cavs team did win the championship, man, please don't let LeBron come back. Don't let me see LeBron come back to Cleveland again. They win a chip here. I don't want to see LeBron. Don't let LeBron come back there. I'll be so it would annoy me so much. Like, come on now, don't do that, Brian. Don't do that. Don't do that. So to see him, but I'm sure he would be very happy though. You'll still be the best player in the history of the franchise, but this title would be much more meaningful to me.
True.
I just don't see how you can't. How could you not give them more props? To see that they did it without Bron so soon? Yo, crazy.
So let me tell you about the two teams that I watch on a I watch the standings, I watch their games on a daily basis. And that is the Chicago Bulls, and I've been saying my Philadelphia 76ers. I have been cheering for the Philadelphia 76ers to win these basketball games. Like the Bulls went on a 4-game losing streak. And do you know who joined them on that 4-game losing streak? My Philadelphia 76ers. I need Philly to jump over the Bulls to get that 10 spot so my Bulls can fall closer to that lottery. We are all in for Flag. I know he goes to that school in Durham. I know he goes to that school in Durham. But I am saying that.
Oh God! Oh my God! I'm glad we got this recorded.
I know he goes to that school in Durham, but that kid can go.
I am so glad we have.
I'm glad we got this recorded, but that is why
God. I can't believe that. I never thought I'd hear the day.
I'll be yelling at Paul George. I'll be yelling at Embiid. I'll be yelling at Maxey, Nick Nurse. I'll be like, what's up with your rotations? I know so much about the Philadelphia 76ers right now, but they just can't get it together. The Bulls. Okay. I love the Bulls. It is a 15-man roster in the NBA. Do you know how many guards the Bulls have right now? I know exactly how many. They have 9. They have 9 guards out of 15 players. 9. 9.
3, 4, 6. Okay, I'm 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, I guess I'm counting 7. But still, it's 7. Like I said, I'm counting 7, fam. Oh. I'm borrowing you. Because now if you want to count some of the small forwards that can play as a guard, I guess, like Talen Horton-Tucker.
He a guard.
They got listed as a small forward, is all I'm saying.
Yeah, he a guard.
I'll give it to you. So you said 9, right? 9?
They got 9. Okay. Like, they are so unserious, man. And you trade Alex Caruso. This is the beginning. You trade Alex Caruso to OKC for Josh Giddey, who they want to get rid of. And you don't even get a draft pick out of this? It's just straight up? Okay. But then you trade Zach LaVine to Sacramento for Huter, whatever his name is, Zach Collins, and then is it Trey Jones? I think his name is.
Yeah.
And in that whole trade, Sacramento ended up getting 6 draft picks and losing De'Aaron Fox. The Bulls only get their own draft pick back that they already had, and they're playing so bad this season, they would have got the pick this season. They wouldn't have had to do anything. They traded for a pick they already had. Like, what? What is going on here? Like, I told you this in the text. I said they should fire everyone, including the secretaries and the interns.
Damn, you taking out the interns too?
Like, I cannot believe what they're doing.
You know what? I'm not gonna say it because I'll tell you off the air what I'm thinking. That ended my though. Where it took my head, I'll tell you when we're not recording.
Okay. Okay.
But You know what, fam? I'll be honest with you, because I know you love the Bulls, and because honestly, I we talked about it. I just honestly don't care about the bottom half of the East. I feel like the East is always already so well written. I'll be honest with you. I didn't even know y'all were 10th. And I don't really give a much of a you know what about Philly because they've been like one of the biggest, saddest stories of the year.
But
If
they're
not,
right there. They're right there.
I didn't realize like wow, they're that close. I mean, I guess when I think about it, I'm not too shocked because I mean they're gonna mess around and lose out on Maxi.
Oh
See, I've
yeah.
been on Maxi even when they had Harden. I was like, man, this kid needs to get more,
Uh-huh.
and they're gonna lose out on that kid. You know, but the day I thought I would never see that you be salivating for a Duke player. You ready to plant your flag, plant flag in Chicago?
No, no, no.
Wow.
I just want him. I want the kid from that university in Durham. That university in Durham.
You know
Like
where you go.
we don't even mention the school name. No, but the kid.
Oh, so you said it. I'll say it for you. He goes to Duke. You want the Duke from Duke?
Like he is a beast, but he just made a poor institutional choice. You know what I mean? He's a kid. We all make mistakes. You know what I mean? I give it
He
up to
goes
him.
to Duke. He goes to Duke, and you want him.
But I'll take him, or I'll even take my man Hollywood Harper's son because he a monster too.
He's a baller. He definitely looks like he should definitely be a first rounder. I'm not necessarily gonna go out and let him say lottery pick because obviously we always got considered international players. But he's a hooper. But but you want Cooper, huh?
Hey, he play a position the Bulls need. I think I
Everything.
not. I think Kobe is solid. I like the rookie Modest. He can go now. Also, Billy Donovan. He's going to be in the Hall of Fame. He is a Hall of Fame worthy coach.
Agreed.
But that man got to play that rookie. What are we playing for? He needs to be getting 30 something minutes every game. Like, why is he only playing like 15? Like, he make a mistake, he pull him. And I'd be like, yo, you better put that kid back in the game. Like, so he can learn how to hoop.
I'm
But
honestly,
I see it. I can see
shocked.
it.
Billy
What'd you say?
Donovan. I'm honestly shocked that Billy's still in the mix.
I'm shocked that he's in the mix. I'm shocked that the president and the GM are in the mix. Like, if you gave me 24 hours as the head, as the owner of the Bulls, homie,
We'd like to thank you for your services.
thank
And
you for your services. Here is my
all the
package.
best in your future endeavors.
Like, I will take your key card, please and thank you. Like, get your stuff out of here in the next 3 hours.
I mean, again, I honestly, and I'm just being real. I honestly didn't pass. Maybe let's say pass Detroit, and take that back. Orlando would be higher if they didn't have the injuries.
Yes,
I'm
they
telling you,
would.
watch out for Orlando. Oh, I
Yeah,
can't wait.
they are whatever seed they're going to end up at. That's not who they are. They
Well,
were playing
well, I
like a
mean,
top four seed
well,
earlier.
Wagner's out. I think for the year anyway.
Yeah,
Wagner's gone for the year. I'm pretty sure he's done.
but one of them came back already.
Yeah, Banchero came back.
Yeah, in one of the Wagner because both Wagners were out, but one of them just came back.
Okay. Let's see. Well, I mean, either way though, these kids are fully healthy.
Yeah,
Bro, I believe they'll be the next Cleveland. They'll be the next Cleveland. They're knocking, but aside, like I said again, I'm so focused on Cleveland, Boston, New York, and Milwaukee right now. It's it's almost hard for me to even think about anybody else. I didn't realize that y'all were sitting on the 10th spot.
and I don't want them to, but they somehow find these ways to win games, and I was so proud of like as I was saying like I was talking to the wife like, well, you're Detroit Pistons, like put my Bulls out of their misery. Like the first game they beat them by 40, and I was upset, and I was like, we want you to lose. But you don't want to go out there and get embarrassed. Like, don't embarrass me in front of my friends. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't, don't lose by 40. Like, don't. The second game, they ended up losing by about 20, which was better because that 20, it was one of those, the game is close, and then in the fourth quarter we're gonna pull away. It was one of those. I can accept that, but don't be down by 40 at the half. That's embarrassing.
I have a question since you brought up Philly. Would you take Embiid now?
No,
You wouldn't take
no,
Embiid?
no, no, no.
I was curious.
Somebody has said that's the worst contract in the NBA right now because you
Embiid.
don't Embiid because he makes so much money. When he plays, it's cool, but he I want to say he's played 5 more games than he's missed. Like career.
Oh yeah, I know. I saw this. It's crazy how like literally he's 50-50.
Yeah.
But honestly, you know what I did? I mean, with all due, God bless the dead, rest in peace. But I called him a poor man's Bill Walton. That's the way I'm looking at Embiid right now. You a poor man's Bill Walton. I mean, now we all know the injury issue to Bill Walton, but at least Bill Walton got an MVP
And a title out of it.
and a title. And then went to the 86 Celtics, who a lot of people argue may be the greatest team in the history of basketball, got another title and six-man of the year.
And a 6 man. Yeah. So when
That's
he
a
shone the
great
Brodus, he was a monster. Like we never got the Embiid monster.
I mean, honestly, the way things are looking out right now with Embiid, I mean, here we go again. Is he on a trajectory of almost being somewhat like a Dwight Howard? Now, obviously, their styles are different. Embiid's more talented than Dwight, but I'm saying that in regards to I thought Dwight Howard had top 10 all-time center potential.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. When you look at Jokic and Dwight Howard, the way things started, when it all started, you would think that Dwight Howard was head and shoulders above Jokic in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
But Jokic, like, slowly lapped this mother now. Jokic is easily, God, am I putting him in my top 5 all time? He's definitely top 10 all time. And if you give me some time, maybe I'd throw him in the top 5. But he's definitely top 10. But Dwight could have been in the conversation, no longer. Embiid, all the time in the world. And right now, the way things are going, I mean, just the way he's looking, I can't put him in that top 10 all time.
Yeah.
I can't. And I was saying, just the way things are looking right now, again, him hurt. Paul George hurt. Can we please stop with the Paul George signings, please? Can we please stop feeling that Paul George is the missing piece? I would think after that Clippers run gave him life. Because it should have ended after it should have ended after that. But since they got to the Western Conference Finals, that's what did it. He is not the missing piece. Paul George will not guarantee you a title. But between Embiid right now, Paul George, who should have been more or less predictable, and you almost gonna be wasting a prime maxi.
I know.
I wouldn't blame the kid if you look up down the road and say, "Look, man, I want out."
Because he is doing everything that he can, but it's just him out there.
That boy's a baller, but man, I don't know, man. I'll be cheering for you. Maybe I can give up that game and a half lead.
That's what I hope. Like play the young people. There is no value in winning. But here's the thing: like the owner, Jerry Reinsdorf, and Bulls Twitter, it got to the point after the trade deadline, they were asking about how old is he now. And it wasn't just to celebrate his birthday. They were wondering how many more years he has left on this earth. Like, because they are upset. People are mad.
Like Jerry Jones, huh?
Yeah, it's like they want him. It needs because he's cheap. That's the end of the story. He is fiscally responsible. The Bulls have gone into the luxury tax 2 times in the history of the franchise. While the perennial teams that are always in that kind of championships, sphere, that's just a normal day at the office. If you want to win in the NBA, you got to spend money.
Absolutely.
He don't want to spend money.
I mean, the Rose era was basically y'all last, time that y'all more or less had that potential to run. Again, it's just unfortunate. I mean, that's when LeBron has had an iron grip on the East.
And even then, they weren't over the luxury tax. They weren't trying to spend money. Right. Who was Derrick Rose's backcourt mate? It was Keith Bogans. Keith 0 for 2 Bogans, because that's what he would do. He would go 0 for 2 before he went to the bench for the rest of the game. Why was he starting? I don't know. Tibbs. He liked guys like that.
Well, here's the thing, bro. Even if you do get Cooper Flag from Duke, I mean, you still have to build around him anyway.
Him, but at least we see the plan. But the fact that they are making all these trades and not getting a single draft pick out of it, like I think I did you see the thing I posted where they had ranked the bottom five GMs
Oh
in the
yeah, yeah,
NBA,
yeah, yeah.
and he was like, yeah, the worst is in Chicago. I'm like, and everyone knows it. Everyone knows you're stupid. Like you can't keep them. You can't keep them. If
I,
if everybody knows you the mark is bad, you can't have them anymore. You the mark.
I can't disagree with you, fam. I mean, so let's say with everything we go on, I'm gonna shoot back to the West real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because we started off with Dallas and the Lakers, and now we looked up and we see that AD's hurt again. He's hurt. He's out for like what I think they said 6-7 weeks at least.
Mm-hmm.
And I know you said in the short term, and I agreed with you on paper.
On paper, but if he's hurt, it's a
Well,
loss.
not just him though. I mean, what Gafford's now out,
Mm-hmm.
and
And Lively's hurt.
and Lively's hurt. Now, see, that's what excited me about that trade. Now, here we go again. I'll always give teams time in the first year. Like I said, the trade was just made. Now, there's no shocker about AD being hurt and everything else like that. You just want to pray that hopefully come next season, full season, maybe this will be the year that they don't deal with it. I like you, love the move. If you can get all those guys healthy, I would expect bigger things from Dallas, on its face, healthy wise. So I mean that I just wanted to make sure I put that out there. I look forward to see what they can do if they can keep him healthy, and also like I don't think Kyrie's up for like contract wise, but he should still be there.
Yeah, he'll still be there.
And so I just wanted to put that out there, and I was sitting there thinking about that. So with that being said, we got more stuff that we can talk about. But if we start as we go through the trades and everything else like that, we look at the rankings, stuff like that. Just early picks for who would be your choices right now if you were to make up an NBA Finals right now. Because for me, the West is the toughest.
The West is the toughest. Um, if everybody being healthy, I'm gonna still say I think this is OKC's time. I'm gonna give it to OKC. I think they have what it takes, provided they can hit shots. If they don't hit shots, because they have no 3-point shooting on that team, really. That's their one weakness. They can't. They
Who
don't
they
have
playing?
like a lot of threes.
Who you got them playing
Denver.
in the conference finals? But who you got playing in the finals?
Oh, in the finals, that's Cleveland. It's Cleveland OKC. We running it. We running it.
Okay.
One versus one. Because I think they've been head and shoulders above every team so far this year. They're the two best teams in the league.
I don't know what it is about. Okay, I mean, it's impressive to see what these kids are doing. Again, I mean, it's amazing to see them. And it's just like you wonder again, they're another team here with all this potential. You're waiting for them to finally get over that hump. And they're not overrated by no means, but I don't know why I'm just not ready to put them in the finals yet. Maybe they make the conference finals.
I can see it. They have their flaws. They can be beat.
I can't, but I'm going to say, but I'm going to go Denver. I'm saying Denver, Boston is going to be my early pick right now. I'm just going to put it out there. Denver and Boston. I said, we still got time between now and the finals. So as we get close, we can make a little more educated pick. But I expect Boston to just really kind of wake up more. Like I said, I believe they're going through the motions a little bit. As people are trying to sit here and say, for whatever reason, I never understood that. Let's just go ahead and compete. But when the playoffs come, I think they're going to really be ready to try to defend that title. I think they'll go 7 with Cleveland in the conference finals, and they'll just eke it out, and they'll play Denver in the finals. And I can see that series going 7. Jokic is just balling like a mother right now.
He is. And Jamal Murray finally got his game going. It took a while. But he finally got there.
It's more of an emotional pick because I'm happy for Russ. I'm happy for what Russ is doing with Denver right now. But they're looking good. I mean, they're number 3 in the conference right now, and I'm not shocked by that. And they're only a half game back of the 2 seed. Give me Denver over Boston in a 7-game thriller in the finals. They're going to be my pick right now. I feel Denver finds a way. Like I said, it's just early pick, but I just really believe they will. Denver over OKC in the conference finals, and I think both ways go 7. They'll be OKC in 7, and they'll be Boston in 7.
Um, this is gonna sound crazy, and I don't even know if I want to say this on the podcast and have it recorded, but I'm very interested in seeing what the Houston Rockets do. I think, depending on how things can fall, I'm gonna go ahead and say it.
What's that?
I wouldn't be I wouldn't be completely shocked if the Houston Rockets made it to the NBA Finals. I don't think they're championship ready. I don't
You're
think
not.
they will win the finals, but if they somehow snuck in, this would be one of those uh we got there before we were ready championship runs.
Hmm?
But I love what Ime's doing. I love the makeup. What's my Segun? That he an all-star this year. He is a monster.
Hey, like I said, you talking about another dude who's like on the come up. I said,
He is a
like,
monster.
like post players and stuff like that. I mean, he just, I mean, he's slight. I mean, you if you really pay attention to basketball, you know who he is.
Yeah,
But I mean, he's just not like a star yet. Because I mean, because Houston's really starting to make their name again. But yo, like I said, him like almost like Sabonis. I mean, just in that same degree. I'm not saying that I'd be shocked they made the finals. They made the conference finals. I won't be shocked. They made the finals. I'd be a little shocked. A small part of me would love to see a Houston Boston finals. Oh, that to me would be primetime TV.
that would be so fun.
You give me a Houston Boston finals? Oh,
Ime in Boston, just the story. So he would want that so much.
what? And to win it in Boston? Oh, I mean, I would want that just for the storyline itself. Let's say I believe Houston's on the come up. Let's say Ime, let's say personal stuff aside. Let's say for those who know the story, just research it, man. I mean, I don't even go down that path again because Ime got screwed.
He did.
Figuratively and literally, he got screwed. He screwed himself, but he got screwed. And the way Boston handled it was just dirty for whatever reasons you want to know. Kind of feel it was done. He just basically got he got Triple H. He got Triple H. And like I said, I would be there for all of it to see Houston play Boston. I'd honestly would go with Houston just to see them win because I would just love to see him get his get back. But I would be shocked if they a little shot, not super shocked, just a little bit. Because I feel like they just still need more maturity,
Yeah,
just a little bit more time. But I mean, with the Thompson kid, Jalen Green, the big cat, I mean, they got the pieces, man.
they got the pieces, man.
The West is tough. I think we might be almost get on the verge of maybe seeing another Western domination, like when the Lakers and the Spurs were holding everything down. The East was just lucky to kind of sneak in there every now and then. I think that might be coming again, where the West is just going to be holding the crown for a while. So Boston better take advantage of their time what they got because the West is coming. The
Yeah.
West is coming. So I mean, I think we need those with the trades, man. Let's talk about some of this regular stuff that's going on. KD has joined the 30,000 club.
I know. He is a pure scorer, man. Like he's one of the people that scored the easiest in the NBA that I've like ever seen. Like
Mm-hmm.
he can get it from anywhere, any position. You want him to drive, he can drive, spot up, he can spot up. He can take you from anywhere. I'm so happy for him.
His
Like,
efficiency is ridiculous.
I mean, he was already a first ballot Hall of Famer before he did this, but this just kind of just solidified his. This was a cherry on top of his Sunday.
But the argument was that I'm not sure if you heard about it. They were trying to say KD was top 10 all time. See, I say no.
Nah,
And I listened to Bruce R too, and see, Bruce R was more, and I'm assuming you agree with me. I can't put KD in the top 10. Not, well, he's not in mine. He's not top 10.
he's not in my top 10.
Now, maybe top 15, definitely the top 20, yes.
Definitely.
Top 15, I would say top 15 for sure, but I can't put him in my top 10. And again, it's the same thing, depending on how you do your rank. I'm just looking at, again, I look at accomplishments, obviously skills, and accomplishments and skills. That's what it basically always boils down to for me. And I think if we're just gonna go by position, where would I put KD? At small forward, I mean LeBron. I put Bird. I just don't feel this dude gets enough love. It's Scotty P's a top 5 small forward in my book.
See, I will put Durant over Scottie P. So, yes, I would.
But you're doing that more now. I don't feel KD's a better defender than Scotty P. He's better offensively, but I can't give KD a better defender than Scotty P.
He's not a better defender, but
He's not a better defender. Now the fact that if we're just going like pound for pound, I think that would be a hell of a matchup.
I think the gap between his offense and his defense is the same gap between Scotty's offense and his defense, except for Kevin Durant's is more offensive heavy and Scotty's is more defensive heavy.
Right. I mean, it's tough for me. I mean, Durant he's in my top 5 small forwards of all time.
Mm-hmm.
He's in my top 5 because because here's the other thing. I mean, because I'm a fan, obviously. I think about Dr. J. Now, Dr. J wasn't known for his jumper. One day he can't shoot as well as Kevin Durant.
No.
And
game back then too.
Huh?
It was a different game back then.
Yeah, obviously. And I feel that pound for pound defensively, I would give the nod to KD as a better defender than Dr. J. Now, to me, let's say I put Dr. J slightly above Kawhi. That's just because I put Kawhi's availability.
Mm-hmm.
I feel if Kawhi's availability is more consistent, maybe I'd probably put in there. Now I know Kawhi's one more. But I mean, I'm just going based off the fact of the first championship came with the Spurs dynasty. So I was like, I deduct a little bit there. It wasn't like Kawhi led the Spurs, right, which I still feel he didn't necessarily deserve to win Finals MVP because he guarded LeBron, whatever that's about. But I'll give him Toronto. But his inconsistency in terms of availability is why I would probably put Dr. J above him. So was that LeBron, Bird? Say it with your chest, Emery. LeBron, Bird, Pippen, KD, and Dr. J would be my top 5 at their position. And in terms of like my top 10 all time, it'd just be, I mean, let's just go with the obvious ones. Jordan, LeBron, Kareem, my guy, Bill Russell, right over there on my shoulder. Bird, Magic, 6, Wilt, 7, Steph Curry, 8, Kobe, 9, Shaq, 10, I guess. Shaq would be my 10. I said that'd be 10 right there.
Yeah, he's definitely not in my top 10. In my position rankings, exact same 5 as you, except for I flip flop KD and Scotty.
I mean, again, if you just people want to try to downplay it.
Well, speaking of Scotty, did you hear what he said? That he said that Jordan wouldn't have won 6 without him, but he would have won 6 without Mike.
Oh yeah, whatever. Now, see, I'll give Scotty the first one. I could see there'd be an argument for it.
It depends on who we replacing Scotty with. If we just take Scotty out, I agree. But if we sub in, let's say Dominique instead of Scotty, I think the Bulls run it still. I think we still get 6.
Right.
Well, obviously, in my top 5 small forwards, you give me a comparable you give me a good small forward. Is Nick in your top 5? No, he's not. But I think if we had Nick instead of Scotty, Bulls still win 6.
I mean, obviously, I would obviously go with that if y'all had Nick of all people. But I'm just saying, but if you just
Scotty's a top 5 small forward. I'm saying like where you put Nick? If you just put Nick top 10?
Oh yeah. Oh, in terms of small, Nick's definitely in my top 10. Okay. I mean, unless after them, I would probably say Kawhi. Then I'd say Nick. So if I put Kawhi at 6, I put Nick at 7. I gotta show love to the old school. So Havlicek would probably be 8. So he would be my last 2. At small forward. So I need to see a list in front of me. I'm just trying to go.
Too. I'm running kind of blank, thinking of small forwards.
Oh, come on, I mean, let's see. Look, Kari said Kawhi. Why are you jumping off? No. Look at the team trying to see if anybody's just jumping off in front of me right now. No. No. Oh, what am I talking about? Well, never mind. I was going to say KG was he played small forward, but he's really a power
He's
forward.
really a power forward.
Yeah, I can't say that. Oh, I'm sorry. Are we saying Luka's a shooting guard or a small forward?
Luka technically runs point, but he runs point in a small forward's body. But Luka played point guard.
I mean, that's like LeBron. So I'm saying, so we got him on here. They got him here as a. Oh, they got him as a PG. Damn. I was gonna say, I mean, because I was gonna say Luka. Go back and look. Because I'm just looking at teams. I'm trying to think about it as I'm looking at the teams, like who's on there, like they're some of their all-time great players. Small forwards. No, he wasn't no small. Can't do that. He wasn't small. Ooh, I really gotta think about that. I just need some time. Let me go through the all timers. I really have to think about that. I mean, 9 and 10 kind of escaped me right now. I mean,
Yeah.
you almost have to go. You got to go almost.
Oh, Elgin Baylor. Elgin Baylor played small forward.
Yeah, Elgin Baylor was a shooting guard.
James Worthy played Paul. You know how I feel
about James Worthy. There you go.
James Worthy, Melo. I was thinking about him. Alex English, Bernard King.
No, but Bernard wouldn't make my top 10.
Grant Hill, Chris Mullin.
If Grant was around more, probably. James Worthy would be 9. I think 10 would be up for grabs. 10 would be up for grabs in my book. I mean, all them names you name, I mean, would be quality. I just couldn't put Grant in because he was so. We never really got to see the best of Grant.
We never got to see the best of Grant Hill.
Yeah, we never got a chance to see the best of G Hill. I mean, Alex English is no slouch. Bernard King wasn't no slouch. I mean, in all due respect to Melo, I mean, when I put Melo at 10 just because it's Melo.
Melo was a monster.
It was. Melo was. I mean, that's what I'm saying. When I just put Melo at 10 just because it's Melo.
Yeah, I think Melo's a top 10 small forward of all time.
They need to hear. I said, I mean, I'll have to agree with you. I think Melo would just have to be number 10. He would just have to be number 10 for me. Yeah, so like
even when he slowed down, he was still scary.
Yeah, so what we said Kawhi, Neek, I'm just running Worthy, Carmelo, and who was the 5th one?
I mean, if you want to put Paul Pierce in your top 10, feel free to put
Paul Pierce in the top 10 in the Celtics. And yes, I said he's not. Somebody say he's a top 5 Celtic. Like, how? Top 10.
Right now.
Who do we say was the 5th one?
I mean, Alex English is on that list.
No, but we just went through 10. We had to listen to the playback. We said Kawhi, Neek, Worthy, Carmelo. Who was the 5th one? Who was the 5th one that we said? I'm gonna have to listen to the playback. Like I said, the small forward is tough. It's tough. Oh, well, let me verify Elgin. Was Elgin? I thought Elgin was a shooting guard. Elgin Baylor. No, you're right. He is oh, my bad. Okay. Yes, it is definitely Elgin. And Elgin needs to be higher.
Elgin was a monster.
Because I put Elgin above Neek.
That's fair.
I put Elgin above Neek. So yeah, that would be 10 right there. I mean, with KD going, you think they asked him? I don't think KD will get to 40.
No, I don't think so. I think he'll probably play 2 or more years or so.
Yeah, you think he'll crack the top 5?
He'll have an opportunity, but I don't think so. I think he's too far back.
I said it would have been interesting to see where KD would have landed had the injuries.
The Achilles did him in.
I mean, but he's balling even better since he. I mean, think about that. Dude been balling.
That's because he's smarter now, man. He knows what his body can do and where he can go.
So I mean, that's just like ridiculous. What else is going on? I said KD did that. Jimmy Butler finally got out of Miami.
Yeah, that was good. That was needed for all parties because it was getting ridiculous.
You hear that Pat Riley cried?
I didn't hear that Pat Riley cried,
Yeah,
but
yeah. Well, apparently that's what the sources say. He made one last attempt to try to get Jimmy to stay, and said apparently more like that, like he had tears in his eyes, and said Jimmy left that, and he said more reason why he just recognized like, nah, it's time for me to go, Chief. That's it. Well, I mean, which it was, man. Now here's my question to you: does Jimmy get his band number retired?
in Miami, yes, everybody has a fallout with Pat Riley, but then give it a couple years, it gets mended. He's going up.
I feel so too. I mean, I think he made his mark in Miami.
I
I mean,
think he's probably the second best Miami Heat player of all time, behind Dwayne Wade.
that's bold. That's bold.
LeBron wasn't there long enough, man.
Well, I mean, technically, Jimmy wasn't either.
But
I
Jimmy
thought
got, but Jimmy dragged two teams that ain't had no business being in the NBA Finals to the NBA Finals.
I could see that. I mean, but do you put Jimmy? I think it's just it's so funny because you know what? I'll go there after I say this. I give Dwayne Wade being obviously the face of the Miami Heat franchise, and then after that, it's kind of like, well, because most of the other cast more or less got traded there. I mean, from your Alonzo's, Tim Hardaway, Shaq,
Mm-hmm.
Ron, and it's just kind of like I don't know. If Jimmy had won, I'm with you. If Jimmy had won, I'd be right there with you. I think I got to give it to LeBron.
Yeah, but look at the squads. I mean, the
I mean, you're
squad
not
that
wrong.
they brought, like the fact that they even competed in those finals make no sense.
That's true.
Like they had no business. One, they had no business getting to the finals, and the fact that they got to the finals and even just pulled a game off.
If we're okay, so we're taking the Cleveland Impact route then. That's what you're
Yeah,
saying.
yeah, just
Okay.
because
And I'm
they
with
should
you.
have been there.
I'm with you. I'm with you. Okay. Yeah.
Like I would almost say like they finals run like almost means more than like one of
They
those.
just they just didn't win.
Yeah,
All them. Okay. That's fair. That's fair.
like that's heat culture. Like right there, they whole steez is those two final runs.
Yeah, I think it'll definitely be more so had Jimmy won both. I mean, the only thing that would have
Both.
kept him above D Wade is the fact that D Wade was just there longer.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I could see that. So you're saying D Wade, Jimmy, and then what LeBron and what?
LeBron, Zoe.
Oh, you not taking Shaq over Zoe?
Nah,
Shaq promised him a chip and he got him
got
one.
him, man. It's
He said,
true.
he's like, I got you one.
It's
I mean,
true.
Zoe and T. I mean, T. Hardaway wasn't a Miami lifer, neither was Zoe. But I mean, I think because that's when Miami really started to kind of like make their impact in the league.
Yeah,
I'd put them behind Shaq
yeah. I think that's fair.
because I'd put I'd put Bosh behind those two.
Yeah.
Now here's my thing. Now this is where I'm going to go now, since that's the route we're going. Does Luka get his number retired in LA?
And does Luka get his number retired in LA or Dallas? LA, he has a chance because he's just 25. He could play 10 more years.
If
And
if Luka never wins, you think he gets his number retired?
in LA, no. Well, maybe. I mean, because they just like spectacle and having events. It depends on what
Exactly.
they do. If he wins like 2 MVPs while he's there, yeah.
I think for me, here we go again. It's just the Lakers MO. He will not be an all-time Laker great. He'll just be an all-time great who happened to be a
Yeah,
Laker.
Laker. I agree.
That's exactly what he'll be to me. That's exactly what Kobe is the only exception. If you look at the majority of the all-time Lakers greats, they were all traded. Wilt to Kareem. And then after that, I mean, Kobe was during the draft, but he was traded. But it just happened to be like he got traded during the draft. Then Shaq. Then what? LeBron. And now Luka. I just feel he'll be an all-time great who just happened to be a Laker. That's what it is. He's an all-time great who just happened to be a Laker. Because I still feel the same way I do about LeBron. If he got his jersey hung up, but he did win that title. He did. But if Luka never won, if he gets a couple MVPs, sure. If he's there at least a decade, then I feel a lot better about it. I don't think he better not get no statue or nothing. I don't believe LeBron should get a statue.
No, but
if you ask me, is Luka's number going to go up in Dallas? I think it will one day. I think it will. If anything else, just to appease the Mavs fans for what could have been
his career.
Yeah, somewhere at the end, because he did get into a finals. You just didn't get to see the end of the story. That's all it was. He got into a finals, and and with that move by your boy Nico, all we do is sit there. What could have been like,
homie?
Will we ever win another one? But with this move, he's not the best player in the history of the Mavs. It's still dirt.
It's still dirt.
It's dirt, and then I'll give you Luka. I cannot put him above dirt.
Don't let them win without you, Luka. Then, like then Kyrie's name go up on that list.
Oh, they win with one without Luka. I mean,
if they win one without him, all is forgiven. For Nico, anyway.
I don't see Kyrie going above Luka. Because everybody's gonna still feel like they could have did it if Luka was there. But I think if anything else, it'll definitely solidify Kyrie more.
Mm-hmm.
If anything else, I would say, because again, the criteria of the Hall of Fame, I can see him going to the Hall of Fame as a Mav if he made it happen.
Yeah,
I can see that. Yeah, but if they won one and he never won one, that would be funny. That would be hilarious to me.
Yeah, I'd be weak. Oh man, we think what else? Anything else happen?
Anything else going on in the league? Well, how are you feeling about it? Are you paying any attention to the All-Star break right now? Because we know Team Chuck is playing Team Kenny tonight. I mean, honestly, I don't care.
No. I'm gonna probably check out the slam dunk contest because there's a bull involved. If there was no bull involved, I wouldn't. But outside of that, I got a question for you. Have you been watching any of the Unrivaled Basketball League? The women's joint, the 3-on-3?
I'll be real. No, I've just been catching the highlights. Now I saw my girl from the Lynx one, Collier.
Yeah, but what? I've been watching. I've been all in. One, shout out to my Lunar Owls, Nafisha Collier, and my girl Skylar Diggins on the same squad. They are undefeated in the season. Haven't lost a game.
Hey, now see, I've been watching the 3-on-3 though.
Yeah,
Skylar Diggins. I mean, I don't know the format, but as far as MVP consideration going on, mine's going to Skylar right now because she's been balling.
She's been cooking. Like I have thoroughly enjoyed this whole season. And then like I really liked the one-on-one tournament. The fact that like the winner got 200,000, the second place got 50,000, the runner-up got 50. If you made it to the semifinals, you got 25,000. And if you are a teammate of the person who won it all, you got $10,000. So I was like, this is what the NBA needs to do. This should be All-Star Weekend.
The ladies, I mean, and we're gonna give the ladies some love here too. I mean, as we're making this transition right now. Again, I want to. I just don't have time. I haven't been able to really keep up with this league per se. It's not that I don't have respect, but I just haven't been able to catch it.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think I catch most of my stuff, highlights on Twitter, because they don't really get much pub on the sports talk shows. So I kind of get like in the ESPN app if I can catch it, or like it's in highlights on Twitter. It's kind of like when I was watching Jamel Hill made a statement. It wasn't that she was dissing or anything, but it showed like the one-on-one with like Stewie. I forgot who Stewie played in that first round. But Stewie,
Aaliyah Edwards, who made it to the finals.
Stewie got skunked.
Skunked.
Now,
in like 2 minutes.
respect for Stewie though. Here's my thing, because this is why I was just impressed by the format of the tournament itself. I never looked at Stewie as a one-on-one player. Same thing with myself. I mean, you saw me play one-on-one back in the day, but one-on-one was never really my thing, I mean, I was like, I could play one-on-one, but it's like my game is just more formatted just to go 5-on-5. This is me. I mean, so when I saw Stewie got skunked, and based on Jamel's comment, I just was like, are we really surprised? Because Stewie's not a one-on-one player like that. No. Stewie's game doesn't translate. Now I know because it's her league and it's her name. Obviously, you're trying to promote it. So, I mean, the fact that she got skunked didn't shock me because, like, that's just not Stewie's game. I never used to seeing Stewie with the Liberty go out there and just work.
Nope.
That's what I'm saying. I don't expect that from Stewie. So it's just like I wasn't shocked by the fact that she got skunked. Now, I mean, Aaliyah Edwards, when I said Napheesa Collier winning, that didn't shock me at all. Like, hey, that's a hell of a winner right there. If you wanted anybody to win, that was the one you wanted to win.
Yeah.
And honestly, I thought Gray was going to make it farther than she did. But that was a hell of a game. Gray from the Aces. Mm-hmm. But I mean, because did she lose to Edwards?
Yeah.
Who did she lose to?
She lost to Edwards. Edwards ran through. She beat 2 1-seeds on her way to the finals, and for a second, we thought she was gonna get Napheesa Collier because she took the first game.
I say it was just massively impressive. I mean, just to give the ladies, I mean, their flowers as they respectfully deserve, and to show them some love. I mean, right now, they're on the cusp of putting a stamp on this whole All-Star weekend format. I was not mad the fact when they sat up there and said that Sabrina and Steph was, 86.
Mm-hmm.
Because next year's All-Star game, or this year's, once the season starts, is going to be in Indiana. I think that's going to be their opportunity to really make their mark.
Yeah.
I am looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to seeing the NBA, the WNBA All-Star game. I am looking forward to seeing the three-point contest between Sabrina Ionescu and Caitlin Clark. That's what I'm looking forward to. That's what I'm saying. You get your respect, ladies. Like, you know what? Why are we going to give our star power to the NBA? Bring it over here.
They don't need it. And then bring Steph. Like, Steph can come. It's the summer.
Exactly.
Come and get some shots up.
Come to our side. Get all 3 of them? I mean, but like I said, because nothing about this year's. I'm so mad about the NBA All-Star Weekend this year. I am just not happy about it. I know Silver is having a talk with the players about how to. It's sad that you got to talk to these cats about having to compete.
Yeah,
something that's been around since long before you were even born, and that's what we come to now. You got to talk about competing. Oh, I'm so pissed about the NBA weekend no more. I'm glad we went when we went.
It's not worth it anymore.
I mean, Team Chuck versus Team Kenny and Team Shaq, and no disrespect to them, it's become a clown show.
Yeah,
I just don't get it, man. It's just like, come on, man. What happened to my beloved NBA week? I can't even don't even look forward to it no more. And I said the dunk contest is the dunk contest tonight still?
Yep.
I mean, I know old boy Mac McClung's in it again, going for the 3-peat, but aside from that, I said, this is the first time ever that I really just don't give a damn about the All-Star game week, and it's sad.
I know.
I'm gonna peep in on the dunk contest just to see, if I guess he goes for the 3-peat, but aside from that, nah, man, get out of here. I mean, but back to ladies though. Speaking of which, we talk about the moves that NBA was making. Hey, Fever, man. Number one, they re-signed Kelsey Mitchell.
That was the first order of business.
Better get it done. Now, was it only a 1-year deal?
I don't even know if I actually saw the contract.
I thought I read, that's what I read. Let me see. I thought that's what I read. It was only for 1 year. And I was like, hold on, that doesn't, why would it only be for one? Let's see. Nope.
Yeah, she signed a 1 year.
Yeah, that part I don't get. You resigned her, but you only resigned her to 1 year? Now, considering the moves that they've made, they
That may
did
have been just to
okay,
do some finagling.
because what they're bringing in, what Bonner,
Yeah,
which I mean that shocked me. Who else?
huge.
Oh, that's I mean all the moves they made. Let's see if I can find all the moves that the Fever made.
Like them getting Bonner, I was like, oh, they are serious about this year. And like I feel so like the Aces have just went ahead and just I feel like they've kind of tapped, even though they got Jewel Lloyd, but they lost so many people.
You're right. So you are right. You're not wrong. Let's see if we can find it here. Fever. Sydney Colson.
Yeah. Juana Bonner, they got
Tasha Howard.
yeah, Natasha Howard was their other big signing.
Yeah, I mean, I know we talked last year about like them just making the playoffs. These moves right here, I swear, if they don't make a run to the, they at least got to make the conference finals.
This is a championship roster. They're in play.
And maybe
I don't know if they're better than the Liberty, but
I don't know. I mean, ink on paper right now, I feel like I might be getting ahead of myself. I mean, but on paper right now, with these signings and the potential, bro, they almost.
because Connecticut,
I
like
mean,
they
you look
lost
at
everybody.
your two best players.
Yes, like Connecticut is done. So like the Fever have jumped several spots.
I'll put it this way: they better be in contention for them in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm. Atlanta made a huge play. Yeah,
It is crazy right now the moves that were made in the WNBA, and not just the NBA. And like I said, we don't want to sell the Aces short. Obviously, they didn't
I
get to
mean
go.
they still got Asia. They still gonna be a threat.
Oh yeah, I mean they will, but I mean, but right now, just in terms of like that iron grip they have in the league, I mean, for the Liberty, it might be short lived because the moves that were made in the offseason this year, man, I'm ready to say I'm going with the Fever already. I mean, like, oh, they got Bonner, Howard. It's like,
Yeah,
oh,
like
and
when I saw these moves, I was like, I usually go to a game every year anyway, but I'm gonna try to make a couple this year.
that's it. They still got elite. Oh,
I know
they might be the best team in the league potentially. They may be the best team in the league.
on paper you can make that argument.
Hell, I'll just say it. I'm looking for the Fever to win it all. I'm looking for the Fever to win it all. Call it what you want to, but that's what I'm looking for right now. If you want to say they stacked the deck for Caitlin to win, she better try to win now.
Yeah,
She
like
better try to win now.
when all the deals was happening, somebody was like, "Does every other team have like? Do all the teams have a salary cap and just not the Fever? How do they keep getting all these people?"
Right.
Like,
That's exactly what I was. Because, I mean, it was the Bonner one first. I mean, that was the biggest thing. I was like, hold on, she left? Because, I mean, I know she's married to, what's the old girl's name? Because she left they're married, aren't they?
yeah,
I forgot where her wife went.
yeah, and she left. When she left, yeah.
But I mean, but Bonner, and then that's it. And they got Howard too. And I was just like, my God. This is it has to be it. I mean, they are just taking their swing. I don't know what's going to be happening after this year. Again, I guess I mean outside of just seeing that they signed, I didn't know like guess the length of each deal that they signed. I'm not sure if everybody's like more or less on a 1-2 year deal, but I'm telling you, man, if they don't win it all this year, I'll be really shocked. I said injuries aside, and I said in Atlanta making the moves they made, bringing in Brittany Griner, and I forgot who else they brought in over at Atlanta, the Atlanta Dream signings.
They still got Ryan Howard.
Oh yeah,
Like,
I mean they were getting rid of Ryan Howard. I mean that's like they just drafted her.
yeah, I'm looking forward to this WNBA season. Last season was really good. This one's gonna be great. And with the addition of the incoming rookies,
Yeah. So Brittany Griner, Brianna Jones, and Shatori Walker Kimbrough. I mean, sick, sick, sick. All this WNBA season is gonna be so fun.
And before we wrap this up, did you see what Juju did the other night against UCLA?
She's the best player in the country, and we already know why, but you can't tell me.
She could be in the league right now.
Oh, she could easily be in the league right now. And call it whatever you want to. I know that the WNBA, their trajectory right now is going so flipping high.
Yeah, you see all the teams that are about to come in, that are trying to get in the league now. Like, I mean, every city's trying to put in a bid.
But just think about the players that are coming. I mean, all due respect to your girl, Paige Bueckers. I mean, let's just keep it a buck. Paige will likely never win a championship at UConn.
Nope.
Her number will still probably be retired or whatever. She'll get another Hall of Fame or whatnot. We'll discuss one day where she ranks in all-time greats. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, she don't belong in the conversations with the Mayas, the Sues, the Dianas, the Briannas, the Lobos, but you're somewhere in there. You're just somewhere in there to me. But as much as I feel that the WNBA is trying to possibly, I know they'll never say it out loud, you're trying to cater to probably make Caitlin the face of this league. Man, I'm sorry. I'd have to say you got to pump your brakes. When Juju Watkins gets into the league, oh, I'm sorry, man. Put it this way. If I had a choice between Caitlin Clark and Juju and call whatever you want, give me Juju.
Agreed. So,
give me Juju.
Right. Let me see if you agree with this. This is what I was thinking when I was seeing Juju do what she do. Juju is playing right now like peak Maya Moore, except for Juju was still in college.
See that? That's fair.
Like, I feel like their games are very similar because she could do whatever she wants. Like, you want her to go outside, she can go outside.
Are you saying peak Maya Moore at UConn or peak Maya Moore Minnesota?
Peak Maya Moore at Minnesota. I think Juju got like.
I mean, you're not. I still don't disagree with you. I'm just saying. I mean, Juju.
Like what I saw, I was over there going like, this is.
She had 8 blocks.
8 blocks.
She had 8 blocks. See, people don't look at the stuff that I look at. I'm like, you know me. My favorite players are complete players, and this young woman is complete.
Complete.
And that's what I'm saying. Why I would take her over Caitlin. I'm not saying Caitlin can't hoop, obviously, but Caitlin to me is she's complete. But I just feel Juju is just even better. She can't shoot like Caitlin. Not too many can. And it's not necessarily her job to dish like Caitlin does, but in the long run, man, look, give me just Juju by like this much over Caitlin. I know Caitlin ain't giving me 8 blocks.
Never.
I feel there'd be a better chance of Caitlin giving me 10 assists than Caitlin Clark ever giving me 8 blocks.
Yeah.
Dog, better make.
That's gonna be the rivalry for the ages, homie. That's gonna be it. We were all thinking it's Angel Reese versus Caitlin Clark. No, it's gonna be Juju versus Caitlin going forward.
I mean, that's what it should come down to. Juju deserves more than deserves her fair shot to be the face of that league.
Mm-hmm.
More than deserves. I mean, I look forward to the women's tournament. I mean, as I always do. I mean, it's gonna be something. And we're not necessarily dismissing South Carolina, but I mean, like the field is open. I mean, we felt like South Carolina had like an iron grip. I don't feel the iron grip. They're still around though. I'll never sleep on them.
It's not an iron grip.
But man, I mean, it's open. But when Juju gets that league, I mean, like I said, she's only a sophomore.
If I was a GM in a WNBA, I am only signing contracts with an eye on Juju. Like, I'll be like, the moment it looked like we aren't doing well, I am pulling the plug and we are taking for Juju.
That young lady, I mean, I'm sorry. I mean, there's no disrespect to the young ladies from Notre Dame, no disrespect to the young ladies from, let's say, UCLA, let's say South Carolina. The young ladies from LSU, LSU, I mean, it's not giving enough love to me. Flau'jae Johnson and the other young lady, the double queen right now.
Yeah.
But Juju, I mean, just to me, she's the best player in college basketball right now. Oh, she's the best player in college basketball.
It's her. It's her and Cooper. They the best two players on your team all year.
It's sick. And when she does come, man, I mean, it's gonna be. Like I said, she should rightfully be getting pretty much some. She should rightfully be getting the same pub Caitlin should be getting. I'm sorry, I think she should.
I
The
agree.
kind of pub that Caitlin was getting when she was at Iowa, Juju should be getting. Now, mind you, I'll give it to Caitlin because she at least got to the national championship twice. But I'm saying this: if Juju goes and wins it, oh, she better start getting that pub. Better start getting that pub. Because if you, how can you be a fan of basketball and just not love everything this young woman's doing?
Right.
Listen, she, like you said, she could play now.
Right now. They can drop her in the league right now.
Oh, God, scary. Oh, she's good. Oh, she's beyond good. I can't wait till she. her. I'm going to get her jersey.
That's what I'm saying. Like whatever squad
I'm
she
gonna
go
get her
to,
jersey.
I'm gonna have a Juju jersey.
Hey, seriously, I may have to get her jersey wherever she goes. I may have to get one. have my boys rocking one too. Like, yeah, we rock with the ladies. I was wearing my WNBA hoodie like a couple days ago. Cats was sitting there staring at me. I was like, what? Yeah, I rock with the WNBA.
Yeah, I got two Dub hoodies. I rock them constantly.
Exactly, but a Juju jersey, yeah, I would get Juju. I would definitely get Juju. I apologize. I never did get Candace. You know, I'd probably look for a throwback Tennessee Candace though.
I
If I,
would get, and you know how I feel about. Congrats to your Lady Vols. How I feel about Tennessee, but I would rock a Candace Tennessee jersey.
I would rock
That's the
Candace.
only one I would rock. I wouldn't rock a Sparks or a Chicago one. It's got to be Tennessee.
Yeah, like I said, my preference would be Tennessee. But see, if I got that one, I would want a Catchings and a Shamiqua too.
I ain't going
I,
that far.
I would want both of those as well. Speaking of apparel, the Bill Russell apparel just got dropped. I was like, I need to get those.
On Roots of Fight, I was gonna tell you if you didn't know.
I was already, yep. I was like, it's called USF, my USF 6. I think that's what I'm getting. Be right there with my with my frames right there. I'm gonna get my USF 6, man. I saw that. I was like, yeah, I need to get one. I gotta get one. I gotta get one because them bad boys kind of pricey. But Juju, ooh, women's game is crazy right now. But Juju, best player in the game. The women's tourney is gonna be so exciting. I'm ready for it. I'm ready for all this. Speaking of tourney, hold on a second. I just saw my Bearcats were playing. What are they doing? Down 4 to Iowa. So we down 4, still down 4. We need some wins on Bearcats. Been losing some bums lately. Talking about being on the bubble. Not that I'm surprised. You better get some wins under your belt. But your boy Cooper Flag is balling though, as they beat up Stanford.
Hey man, as long as he don't get hurt, that's all. They're like, stay healthy, young man. Stay healthy.
Oh yeah, but I'm ready for it. But now don't look for me to be looking for watch Team Shaq versus Team Chuck or Team Shaq versus Team Candace and Team Kenny versus. I'll say honestly, I have no interest in this All Star weekend. I'm a glimpse in on the dunk contest. I might even take a little gander, see what Dame does, see if he three peats on the 3-point contest. Join your boy Craig Hodges.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know it was like Craig was the last one. I'll be honest, I forgot all about Craig. I thought it was going like, is it Bird? And I was, oh, they're right.
Oh
Craig.
no, Craig did it, and I think his last one he was just wearing the blue warm up, because he wasn't in the league no more. But anything else you want to drop before we wrap this up?
Oh no, man! I'm just happy we got to get this in, man. We're gonna be back. Like I said, NBA going on a break, so we'll probably be on a break for a little bit too. I mean, once they come back, though, we'll be ready. So we'll probably be back talk about how this All Star weekend went, and how our feelings with the results of everything.
Yeah,
That's what I'm thinking. I don't even understand the format. I read the rules about it, but it honestly just annoyed me the more I kept reading about it. I guess the winner of each team plays the next winner or whatever else like that. It makes no sense to me at all. I don't get it. It should just be East versus West, and there should be an All-Star game and an All-Star game MVP. Period. With this,
they should go the hockey route. USA versus the world. We got enough international.
that too. I mean, not that I'm a huge hockey fan, but that little hockey tournament they got going on, the little four stage, whatever they got, the round robin.
Yeah.
Why not? Why
Yeah.
not?
Of course, the one-on-one tournament. I want it with the all-stars. We just, you rank them, pull them, and they just go out there and do. We don't even need a game. Let's just do the one-on-one tourney. All on Sunday.
I don't want to see. I might sound weird for saying this, but at this point, though, I would rather have LeBron and KD and Steph out the league if we're gonna do the one-on-one. If we're gonna do a one-on-one tourney in the NBA, I want them going. Just give me all the new guys.
Yeah, I mean, LeBron don't want to do it anyway. I think
he probably wouldn't. But I mean,
he don't want afraid.
But the thing is, I just don't even want to see him in the league anymore. All the current old heads that are still in the league, if we go that route like the ladies doing right now, get them out of here. Because every time we did it now, it was just like I'm annoyed now.
Yeah.
Why are we doing this when y'all come and played in the original format? Mm-hmm. And this is where we are now? No, man, just get out the league. Then let's go ahead and talk about changing something. Because I mean, I know who I'd like to see in a one-on-one tournament. Anthony Edwards would be my first choice. I want to see Anthony Edwards in it. I want to see SGA in it. I want to see John Morant in it. I want to see Maxey in it. Who else? I wouldn't mind even seeing old little LaMelo Ball in it.
Hello, Wemby. Wemby will cook.
Wemby would be intriguing to see in a one-on-one.
He will be. I don't see him winning, but I can see him getting to the semis.
I said, De'Aaron Fox. I said, I just want to see all these young new cats. Mm-hmm. I said, the Thompson kids, Jalen Green kid. I would love to see all of them in a one-on-one tournament. But get all the old heads out of here, man. Because it's really irking me right now that this is where we come to. I've seen LeBron James win multiple All-Star Game MVPs, and this is where we're at.
Yeah.
Come on, man. I'm not. If they even call whoever wins this thing an All-Star Game MVP, I'm sorry, I can't recognize that. No, it's hard for me to even recognize these cats as All-Stars. Like, what is this?
I mean, I think you can still be named All-Star. It could just become like, All Madden. You know how you just like, yeah, he's on an All Madden team, but it ain't no real game. That's it.
Yeah, man.
That's it. Or All Pro in the NFL. But all right, man, go ahead and drop your socials.
As always, on Twitter, I am at the THE Micadiva, MCGODIV, as in Victor A, at the Micadiva.
And I am at JSUG, at JAYSUGG. And until the next time, y'all, we out.